What up, fam? Welcome to another episode of Rise Urban Nation podcast, where we spotlight the Black and Pan African visionaries changing the game in their industries. I'm your host, Taryell Simmons, and today we're talking about the grind behind the games, from console to content. Today's guest is showing us what does it really take to level up as a digital entrepreneur in the gaming space. He's a rising force on YouTube, TikTok, and everywhere content meets creativity, with over 5.9K subscribers and growing. The platform, in his gaming platform, with no fuss, live streams, gear reviews, community interaction. Please help me welcome Tylan Witherspoon.
Hey, hey, thank you, man. Thank you, everybody, for having me, man. My name is Tylan Witherspoon. I'm very excited to be here on the podcast today. This man gave me an intro like I done something great. I feel like I'm coming in like, okay, I'm getting warmed up. We about to play a game right now. Hey, but thank you for inviting me, man. I'm really happy to be here, man. This is one of the first actual gaming podcast shows that I've actually been on. So, yeah. We're gonna be
the first of many, because I know some other people probably gonna bring you on after this. I can only imagine.
Oh yeah, man, I've been getting a lot of hits, but this is one of the first ones I was able to actually make some time for.
Yeah, this show is on time right now because I was just so two of my brother-in-laws are gamers, right?
Yeah.
One is into dad games, the other one he's into Call of Duty and so forth.
Okay.
And my other brother-in-law who plays the dad games. Hold on, what's this game he used to play? Satisfactory. He plays this game called Satisfactory. Are you familiar with it?
I'm familiar with it. I've seen it played at different gaming functions, and I got some friends in the chat that like to play that game Satisfactory, but I'm going to be honest, I have not played it before, but I hear it's a cool game.
Yeah. So he was telling me, like, you know what? I know you do podcasts. I do gaming. We should start a YouTube channel and like on dad gaming, and between you being hilarious, like, cause you be cracking jokes and doing all this stuff in the microphones and the headset for Call of Duty and all that stuff. And then I play the game and we could just have extra income. And I'm like, yeah, but it's not that easy to build the audience and all that stuff. I don't think he knows what goes into the behind the scenes. I like the idea. It sounds fun, man, but the work that it takes to get it there, I don't know.
Grind. It's a total grind, man. And then I think like everybody has that entrepreneurial spirit. But do you have what it takes to keep on going when you're not getting the shine, when you feel like your videos are good and you created the best ones that you could and nobody watched it? Those are some of the things that just kind of kills most creators. And even myself at times, I get very depressed, like, oh man, nobody's watching this. What am I doing wrong? But you just got to stay with it, man. Stay with it, play with the algorithm, and kind of be humble, man. You never know when your time is that time, but it's not all faith. I will say that you actually have to put the work in, and it's a science behind it. Once I started looking at some of these bigger creators, I started learning that they have production teams that's working with them. So you see them in front of the camera, but there's 20 other people in the room that's doing one thing. And so when you're getting started as a creator, you're wearing all those 20 different hats all at one time. Like right now, I'm doing the recording, I'm doing the audio, the videography, and capturing the games and doing some editing. So it's definitely a whole lot that goes into it. It's not just turn on the cameras while we playing the game and it's just gonna go live and go viral.
Yeah, because I don't think people understand like the amount of money you put into the equipment to get it sounding and looking nice and crispy, and then the whole editing piece after you want to edit to like really build the fan base. But let's back it up for a minute. For those who are now again, just introduce you, like tell us about how you got into the content creation game in the first place, because you have a pretty interesting story about how this happened to you through COVID, and then looking at other things that you wanted to get into. So tell us more about how you got into content creation.
All right, man. So I've always wanted to be an actor. I always wanted to do comedic acting and do things where it comes to public speaking. I've always wanted to be in the entertainment industry. So as I'm growing up, I always know I wanted to do this. I'm trying to find an outlet for it. And so throughout college and throughout high school, I always thrown parties and I've been an organizer and I've always been able to get people hyped up to do a thing or whatever I'm trying to gear them towards. And so kind of fast forward, as I'm getting a little bit older, I had a son, and he's always wanted something to do at home, especially when the pandemic hit. It was me
Yeah.
being a single dad, and I had to find a way to work while I had him. And I was like, okay, what's something that we can kind of do together? And I
Yeah.
pulled out a video game. And man, since then it's just kind of been on and running. I created, content with just me and him playing the video game, just myself playing the video game, getting a little bit more competitive with it. And then, before you know it, I'm like, okay, we running a full-fledged show and a production that's all about video games. And that's just kind of how it grows.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And it just kept going from there. Like when you started doing it, when was that you had that aha moment? It's like, you know what, I could probably do this. Like, let me see, let me put a little bit more
Woo!
investment into this.
Man. That's a hard question. And this one to bring big old smile to my face because it's all my son, man. It's my son. Okay. I am by no stretch of the imagination a hater. I'm definitely like to give props where props is due. But when you can sit there and look at your kid idolize other creators online and watch them all day long on a tablet, and that's all they want to see all day long. And you're the parent and you're sitting back and you're just looking at the content. You're like, they're not doing much that we aren't already doing. Yeah, they got a production behind it, but they're just doing regular everyday stuff. I believe I have an entertaining lifestyle. I believe I have an entertaining story. I think the things that we do together as a family is entertaining. And
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? We about to take action. If this is what you like watching, son, and this is what the other kids are watching, I'm seeing it's got hundreds of thousands and millions of views. This is what we about to give the people, and so that's just what I decided to do. Let's give the people what they want. Let's try to make our imprint because
Man.
with the growing space of digital media, digital marketing, and all things digital, everybody has a chance to provide their unique stance in whatever field that they're in. And so this is just one of the fields that I just decided to say, we're going to take a shot
Man.
at this. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that, and he made it like a father son family kind of thing, and then it is kind of grown there. You get that quality time, you get the chance to learn the industry, and then it's something that is going to be a forever memory for both of you all to kind of hold on to as you start that journey.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's definitely something that we've grown a bond towards. We're not that competitive. We encourage each other, but
Yeah,
it's something fun to do, man. Every day when my son's here, I have him like 3 or 5 days out the week. He's always waiting up at the end of the night, and the highlight of his night is when I come and walk in his room and play a couple games, video games with him. And that's one of the times that I cherish when I don't have him or when I'm gone, doing shows and stuff like that. I'm always
yeah.
thinking about getting back in that room and playing a couple games with my son on a video game. Yeah.
Love that, love that, and then I do the same thing because I bought my daughter the Nintendo
The Switch?
Switch.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. So that's how. And then so she she's she's more competitive than I am. She hates to lose. And so we be playing the
Hey,
Mario Kart and Mario Smash Brothers. She hates to lose.
yeah. Hey, this the one thing. As a parent, you wanna try to be competitive too. But it's like you crush their whole spirit once they lose, And so it's like, you don't want to see their whole spirit crushed. But then in return, once they start getting a little bit better, they
Uh-huh.
start kicking your butt. And now you like, oh,
Yeah.
hold up. I gotta try a little bit harder here. We're not gonna have
Uh-huh.
all
You
this.
like, let me get some practice in.
Oh man, my son kicks my butt on FIFA, man. He coming down with Mbappe and like Irving Holland, and he just
Uh-huh.
scoring goal after goal after goal. And he in the room doing celebration dances in the gritty and stuff. I'm like, all right, son, we doing homework next. We doing spelling, we doing math, all of that. You better
Uh-huh.
get everything right. We gonna do some special moves on that.
But that reminds me of because there's other celebrities that game too.
Okay.
As another like what's his name? T-Pain. T-Pain is a big gamer, right?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, at this point, like it's crazy. Some people know T-Pain as a gamer than they do his music. Isn't
I
that crazy?
I can totally believe it, and it just depends because music is genre specific, and
Right,
so you have to be in that genre or like that type of music for it to even come in front of you. You know what I mean?
right.
So it's so many stars in the pop industry that I don't know just because I'm not into that. I don't go to those concerts and stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
I could see people not being into the music that T-Pain put out, but as a gamer, that gives you a whole new
Yeah.
case a caseload of people to put your work out in front of and become and then become a fan of you, and you can become a fan of them.
Like at this point, I want to know if I'm curious to see if T Pain making more money off of gaming than he is when he was making records.
I I assume that he probably is because one thing about the gaming, he probably owns all the rights to all of his gaming income. When you have
Mm,
those deals for music deals and stuff like that, whatever contract you in, if he in
man.
a 80-20 type of deal,
Mm,
whoever who he signed to getting 80% of that money and he only getting 20%. So
yeah,
I think being a gamer owning all of your licensing and name and likeness and stuff like that, I definitely think you got the chance to make more money. And I think that's why guys like T Grizzly do it
mm,
also. And you don't really hear them making that much music because they are making
mm,
so much money in the gaming industry.
nah. So big facts, big facts.
Yeah.
Now I don't want to give just the bright side of it and so forth
Ooh.
because people look at this thing and they was like, oh yeah, I could just simply do that, turn on the camera and so forth. As we alluded to when we first started
Yeah.
having the conversation, and me and you both know the road to becoming a full-time content creator is no easy mission,
It's not.
especially for creators of color. So let's talk about the boss levels you had to beat and do to kind of even get to where the level you at right now. Like, tell us, like, what does it take to become a full time content creator?
I would say for me, what it took to become a full-time content creator was to establish a anchor source of income that I could rely on outside of content creation.
Mm-hmm.
Because just being realistic, you're not let's sneeze. You don't just come out hot out the gate. You got to know that it's going to be like a learning curve. And so I took this whole
Mm-hmm.
year, pretty much this whole year I've been creating content. And I just been learning the ropes.
Yeah.
And I had to have money. Oh, my bad.
Bless you.
I had to have money to be able to do
Mm-hmm.
that. And so
Yeah.
having that anchor source of income outside of content creation is what kind of propels me to be able to do this. Like I told you when we were off air, I host events, I host parties, I host nights out, I host pop-up shops. I do all that. I host event venues, all type of events. I got midget wrestling popping up in a couple
You
weeks.
got midget wrestling?
Midget wrestling.
What?
I'm doing midget wrestling, man. I do birthday parties all the time. So it's always something. And that
Right.
is the source of income that I make, that I put back into my content creation. That's what buys me my
Right.
computers. It's what's bought me my camera. It's what pays my editors. I have two full-time staff that work along with me,
Mm-hmm.
creating edits of my videos and being able to do the pay-per-click marketing on all of my videos. And I've been paying them for a whole year, and I haven't seen any revenue back off of
Yeah.
content creation yet. So I'm a full year in with
Yeah.
$0 out, and I've probably spent about 20 something thousand dollars on getting to the next level because it's a lot of learning curve.
Yeah, yeah, and I think people don't understand that. Like sometimes, it takes a while to get to that level of really making money in this.
Yes.
I've been podcasting for like I don't know, 4 going on 5 years now,
Uh-huh.
and I haven't made it to the point yet where, you know. I can quit my day job yet. You
Yeah,
know, I
yeah.
get a little bread here and there, but not enough to say, all right, I'm gonna just walk away from the day job and any other investments that I put into this thing, and say I'm gonna rely on my catalog from here
Yeah,
on. So,
yeah.
I love that you mentioned that, just being the real to it. Like, what would you say? It sounds like uh, most people would say money, but what would you say are some of the biggest struggles as a content creator to trying to get paid? Is it like not having an audience, not having the equipment, money? Like what would you say are some of the biggest struggles as a content creator trying to get paid?
Oh my God. You touched on a couple of those things, but I say the passion and
Mm,
wanting to do it, wanting to do it and having the consistency and the resolve to keep on going when you're not getting the results. Um, and I could say that for myself, just having that consistency, having the best camera, man. When I
mm-hmm.
first got started, like 3 months in, I went and bought the
Damn.
best camera out there, the Sony AR5, something camera,
Ooh, you got the good one.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, it's $6,000 camera straight off the bat,
lay,
couple months in. But
lay.
still to this day, I shoot 90% of my videos with my GoPro camera that cost me like 300 to 400 bucks.
Get
So
out of here.
yeah, 90% of my videos, and because I'm not a photographer, I'm not a videographer. So
Lay.
to get up to the learning curve of how to use that camera the most effective way to get that best camera out there quality from the camera that you actually have, you have
Lay.
to put time into that to learn that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It took. I'm speaking to you right now, not on that $6,000 camera or my GoPro camera. I'm speaking on Elgato Facecam Pro webcam camera. And so
Lay.
it taken me a little bit of time to get used to using this camera the most effective way. So that doesn't stop you being able to create the content. You be able to go out there and put a story together, because that's really what it is. You can have the best camera and not a compelling story. Nobody's going to watch it. You can have
Lay.
the best story, terrible sound. Nobody's going to watch it. A terrible video. So you do got to have all of the
Mm,
components, but none of those components are without the drive and wanting to do it and not having any results back and still jumping up in front of that camera the next day and the next day and doing it again.
Dad, you went all out, the whole gusto. Because I remember looking at that camera too, and I was like, man, all right, that's if I spend money on this camera, I can't spend my money on the amp, the microphone, and all that stuff. So let me start with this little Z1 Sony, and then work my way up.
Yeah, yeah, and it's still step by step. It's still step by step. I got a brand new computer I'm sitting beside right now.
Yeah,
It's not even plugged up. The Asus ROG Republic of Gamers computer that I just purchased like literally last week.
yeah,
I haven't even used it not one time yet. But all of
but
this whole year, I know I needed a computer like this, and I still put it off because I'm like, okay, I got to purchase that computer out of some type of profit I've made somewhere else. I don't just want to keep on spending $2,000 for this,
mm-hmm.
$2,000 for that, $2,000 for that, because before you know it, you $15,000-$20,000 in the hole on equipment that you haven't even used yet, and you haven't even proved yourself as a commodity on whether you're going to keep on even doing this or not. So I
Man,
definitely say start slow, start small. Start with your cell
mm-hmm.
phone, and then maybe get a light. And then after that, start writing scripts and get the makeup of how you're going to do your videography. Get that down first. Like
Man,
when you started with your intro. So many people go for so long and don't even have an intro. I started without an intro for so long, so
mm-hmm.
it's all those things that over time you once you look and learn, you like, oh,
Dang.
I can't get started and not go to what's working for everybody else.
I love that. Love that. The crazy thing is when I first started on YouTube
Yeah.
and started going video, I didn't have an intro for about a whole year,
Mm-hmm.
and then I went on to, I think it was Fiverr, And then I had somebody help me create an intro, and I recorded it with a video on my phone. The first intro was recording a video on my phone. The second intro that I then did was on a real camera, and then with splices from events that I've been to. And then the third intro I did was from this camera setup and just plainly talking to the people. So I went through really iterations of my intro on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, man. It takes that, bro. It takes that. Like with my travel channel that I run, I always start my videos at the bus pickup for the airline. So almost every one of my videos, you'll see me walking to where I park my car at, walking to where I stand at the bus stop, and the bus taking me to the airport where I start my trip. I had did that like 6 or 7 times on 6 or 7 different videos that I did, and never noticed that's what I was doing every time. So I'm like, you know what? That's the intro. The intro is me pulling up at the airport, going to my airport shelter number shelter letter S at the Charlotte Douglas Airport. I start each and every one of my videos for travel right there. I show myself sitting down, and then I show myself walking off that bus about to go travel to a new place. And so, okay, consistency is key. So even if I don't start at the very beginning of the video, I always bring it back to, all right, now we getting it going. We starting this video. Yeah.
Nah, I love that. I love that. Actually, I was watching. That was one of the videos of yours I was watching. I really love like the one from Charlotte where you was gaming at the.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they had like little. Is it gaming lounges?
Yeah, it's gaming lounge. It's called Gameway, man. I was just walking through the airport one day. This is after I started my gaming channel, and I just happened to get off the plane at a new part of the airport that I hadn't been at before. And then I walked through like, whoa, this is cool. I was like, oh, that's perfect. I hadn't got any sponsorships with doing any gaming content yet for commercials or anything like that. So I was like, I'm going to go out and do some on my own to see if I can drum some more up. And then I was just like, oh, that's perfect right there. I'm going to go there, shoot the video, get better with my camera in a controlled setting. I'm in the airport all the time. So that was just one of the things that was easy to do. Yeah.
That's what you know gaming is on a new level when they got gaming lounges in the airport. They got gaming competitions. Like this gaming thing is a whole new level.
Man, and it just depends on what level of gaming you're on, because it's gaming like how you talking about gaming and people just playing. We just picking up the video game and playing, and then they got esports where this is a whole competition. They have leagues around it. It's teams, franchises that's got huge major support behind them. And that's what I'm learning. It's all different levels. You can't just say you're a gamer and that's all inclusive. No, you have to kind of say what type of gamer you are. I'm an internet streamer or something like that. Because those people who play esports, they may not have no streaming and be doing any commentary. They just maybe just there for the game, just to play the game and to win the game. And then you got those people who's connecting with the audience, like me. I'm trying to build up an audience of people to see me. I become the go-to source for gaming in the gaming community, so I can host gaming events and do things of that nature. So it's all different stages of the ecosystem of being a gamer.
Yeah, I know. So like I wanna ask you about like the ecosystem of the streamers in gaming, because me, I'm still learning the whole YouTube landscape as a podcaster, and I know the YouTube, the algorithms and all that stuff. Like, how do you handle algorithm changes, slow growth, or even being overlooked by brands? Like, what's your take on that?
Oh, I generally lock myself in a dark room and I cry. Hey, I'm gonna tell you the honest. You want to tell me you're a lie? You want me to tell you honest? I lock myself in a dark room and I cry. Hey, I shut myself off from people, and I get really disgruntled. I work from home. I don't get paid from this, but I am full time. I do this full time. It's an all day grind. This is what I do, and it's what I've been doing for a whole year. And I can tell you, it's some low moments. But hey, I'll be honest with you. If y'all want to hear the truth, come here. But
Yeah,
yeah.
I've been on that roller coaster ride because I've had some early successes with the algorithm picked up something. And I was like, oh, this is it, this is it.
And then it just drop it.
Yeah, I was like, what happened?
Right, and so because there's so many different things that you can use that you think can help you that I think can hurt. Like when I start putting my videos out, still to this day, on my travel channel at Tylan Witherspoon. If you go to that channel, my first video has been my best video, and I shot that video on my cell phone and did the editing on CapCut by myself, and it took me like a month to do it. And my brother had to come and sit down and sit me at my computer and was like, "This is how you do it, X, Y, and Z." And then I finally did it. To this day, that video got like 40,000 views. That's where most of my watch time has come from. And I didn't have an editor. I didn't have a fancy camera. I had my GoPro camera I'm telling you about. And I just had a partner that was vlogging with me that day. And it just ended up being a decent video because I was in entertaining areas with entertaining stuff going on. And still to this day, every time I log onto the computer, that video got like 700, 800 views a day. And I'm just like, how? But then I got all these other videos that I paid an editor for. I made a script. I got professional content on, and then it gets 20 views in 2 months, 30 views in 5 months, and you're just like, how? So much more went into making this video than that one, and that one getting 800 views a day. And it's just like you don't know. And then it's like, okay, and then it's like, how much is too much and how much is not enough? Because when I first started putting my videos out, I started with the shorts. And then I started growing off of those shorts, and I started seeing good organic growth off of those shorts. And then I was like, okay, I'm getting like 1,200 views per short. And then I started creating a lot of shorts because you can schedule the shorts or whatnot.
Yeah.
And so I started scheduling shorts. I was like, all right, I'm going to have for 12 hours out the day, I'm going to have a short for every hour. I'm going to put out 12 shorts every day or whatnot. Once I started putting that many shorts on, I started dropping down to where that short that was getting 1,000 views, it started getting like 15 views, 8 views, 9 views. Yeah. I'm like, oh man, I think I'm putting too much out to where now people are probably turning my notifications off. They're probably thinking that I'm spam. So then you got to drop back some like, okay, don't do that. And then like, okay, well, what is the end result that I'm trying to get? I'm trying to get popular. I want people to know me, but I do want to sell and make money off this stuff too. So I'm like, okay, well, let me pay for some ads for my YouTube videos. And I'm not going to lie. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to say this directly into the camera. I think paying for YouTube ads for my YouTube videos killed my growth of my channel because of what type of, I feel like soon as I started paying for views or paying for, it just to get recommended and stuff like that, I feel like when it's in the ad, it goes up. But as soon as the payment stops, it plummets. And I mean like all your videos, everything that you didn't pay for, because I got 40, 50 videos. I might have paid for one to get some shine, thinking that it's gonna trickle down to the other ones. And I feel like it just cut everything just off. And now when I pay money, it shows. But if I don't pay money, nothing goes. So I'm still figuring it out. By no means on this podcast am I saying I'm a guru. I'm saying I'm somebody that's working through it right now. And I have been here for a year, and I stood the test of time of a year to tell you some of the things that I feel like work and some of the things that I feel like don't work. But every situation is applicable to your audience and who you are.
Man, I can say I had that same experience. Once I did the ads, I think that organic growth kind of slowed down just a little bit.
Yeah.
And the maturation of certain content. I don't know if it was algorithm or something. I don't know what was going on the back end, but I since have stopped paying for the ads.
Same.
But just trying to find that fine balance, because now I don't know if you use Opus Clip at all.
Yes.
But yeah, so I started playing around with Opus Clip, and then trying to use the AI on Opus Clip to find those good moments
Uh,
in certain long batch videos that would resonate with the audience through the audience score.
uh,
And if I get real, if I got extra time, I'll use like vidIQ just to see like, all right, how can we like tweak this a
yeah,
little bit more?
yeah.
But most of the time, I'm just relying on Opus Clip because I just don't have the bandwidth and time to like, spend that much for on a clip or a reel, like a 30-second clip or
Yeah,
reel.
yeah,
Kind of, yeah.
and I feel the same way too. And paying editors to do clips don't really seem like the best use of their time with
Hmm.
what you're paying them, because you really get paid from the long form.
Yeah.
Once I started studying how much money you make from YouTube Shorts content, I was just like, why do people do this? I'm not doing this. I'm not. From that day on, I still use Opus Clips. I have an Opus Clips account. I feel like that's one of the things too that helped me keep the content going. But it pushed so
Hmm.
much content out there to where you got to be more strategic with how you use it. It's a great tool, but you got to be strategic with how you use
Yeah,
it.
you gotta be strategic how you use it because
But
you do too much, it's gonna suppress. But if you get the right cadence for your audience and
exactly.
for what you're doing, like you could get some good views in.
Exactly. And when I do it at a slow rhythm, I get a good 400 to 800 views on every video, and that's what I'm happy with. That instead of that 12, maybe putting 4 to 5 shorts out per day. But if you get into the math, like I was trying to allude to before, for if you get a viral short that get a million views, 2 million views, or something like that, you're
Hmm.
still only probably gonna make, maybe $9 or $10 from that. You're not even getting
Yeah.
no money from that, because all of the YouTube Shorts money gets
Hmm.
pulled into one pool, and
Hmm.
it gets distributed by how many people are in that pool. So all of the monetized
Mm.
creators on YouTube, so say all the US creators are all
Yeah.
inside one YouTube Shorts pool, and then
Gotcha.
that money gets distributed out amongst the audience. So like people like Mr. Beast, who have
Hmm.
multi millions of
Ridiculous
followers,
amount of
right?
followers.
Too many to count, too many to try to even pronounce, right? It's
Yeah.
somebody like that. If we got $1 million, he's gonna get, $20,000-$30,000 of that, maybe even $100,000 of that, and then
Hmm.
everybody else that's down lower is gonna get the proportion. So me, if I get 1 million views, I got 6,000 followers. That might have added up to maybe $6 for me. So
Yeah.
it's not in my interest. It's not in my best interest for me to be showing just YouTube Shorts. But
Hmm.
the long form content is what pays you the money and what gets the ads into your videos, and that's what you should
Hmm.
really be going on. So I always make the long form content and then try to put some of those shorts over there, hoping that the shorts do go live. But I don't just make videos to try to make them a short.
Mm.
I feel like that's a waste of time.
Yeah, I like that. Now, despite the obstacles that we talked about, you're building something special. I love what you're building with your channels. Let's talk about how you stay consistent and the wins that have come from your work. What are some strategies that really help you grow your channel?
Um, One of the strategies is communicating.
Hmm.
You gotta engage with other pages, and you gotta talk to people in the comments of those other pages, because that
Mm.
generally who the audience and who the community is. And so what I do is I go to a lot of like top level gaming pages. Like I might be on Call of Duty's page, I might be on
Hmm.
Nintendo's page, but I'm not really become somebody that Nintendo knows right then. I'm
Yeah.
trying to get into Nintendo's comments and speak to everybody that's within their comments, because
Got it.
those are the people who will engage with me. Those are the people who are maybe not be that high up. Those are the people that I look at. I'll go and click on their pictures and their profile and see like, okay, this person got 400 or 500 subscribers, and they see that I got 1,000 subscribers in a couple of videos. they may be more in line to collab with me and do something with me, or they may be, if I write on their videos, they may come back and write on my videos. So the engagement is one of the big things. I will say the consistency. It's so many videos getting uploaded to the computer every day to where if you don't put more videos out, your video get pushed down. And it's not because it's not good content. If other people aren't searching for that content, it's at the bottom of the barrel. So you got to have something kind of fresh to keep you back up there on the content search every day. That's one of the things that I do feel like you got to have as well. But don't be afraid to reach out and get help. Like how I met you. I went on Fiverr and I had a podcast agent representing me, putting me out there for different podcasts. That's one of the things that I would like to do my own podcast. I would like to do other things in the lane, but I just don't have time to do everything. And you got to be realistic with yourself and understand how many hats you're trying to wear. Okay, I'm not the best at marketing. I'm not the best at running a store to sell stuff. I think I got charisma, and my personability is my strength that I bring to the unit. So that's what I'm trying to have other people show for me, because I may not be able to be the best at doing that. And so you gotta, stay to your goals and what are your strengths. Know yourself.
And that's where you like really refine yourself in your business. Looking at, all right, well, I mean, of course, when you first start out, you have to wear these many different hats. But as you start to, get a little bit of money where you can invest certain things and invest into people where that's their skill set, so you can focus on your skill set that you bring to the business. I'm curious, how do you maintain authenticity with your community while also still trying to scale your brand? Because I know you talked about going into the comments, being in the communities with Nintendo and so forth, but like how do you really do that and do it in a very authentic way that still allows you to scale your brand?
That's something that is an everyday work in progress for myself. Like I say, I'm into comedy. So I'll maybe start some comments with some people that's kind of like joking comments. So I'm talking about the game, but I'm also tagging along a joke or tagging along, making a conversation that kind of start from a joke. And like just this past week, Nintendo, the Nintendo company was doing a Nintendo Switch release, and it's a live stream for Nintendo Switch. And I'm in the live stream talking to people like, hey, I'm looking for other gamers to join me on a collaboration. Hey, I suck at the video games, but if you need somebody to have good color commentary for the video games, tag me in. And then I got other people hitting me up. Oh, what's the best games that people like to play on the Nintendo Switch? Ones that we don't all suck at, or ones that we are the best at. And so just being able to create conversations, and now I get to choose where the conversation goes next. And so that's kind of how I've been doing it. And I just throughout that, I got like three or four people from that live stream to actually download my YouTube and be a subscriber. They got on my Instagram. They've got one person ordered a computer product off of my website. And so it just kind of, just kind of moving around. I like just kind of bouncing around, man. I don't really know what's going to work and what's not going to work. So I just try to have general conversation.
Man, I love that. I love that. Now, let's talk about, for our listeners who are dreaming to launch a YouTube channel or creating content full time, what's some wisdom you would pass along?
First off, I'm gonna speak to the people that got money. If you got money, the money is no substitute for work ethic and substance and providing value on the screen. That's what people are watching for. If if you got all the money and you can buy all of the tools, just like myself, I got the money, I can buy all the tools. I can obviously work for a year without getting paid. I can do all of those things, but I'm not a monetized creator yet, and I'm not a famous person. So
Nah.
money doesn't matter. You know, my money, the money I have that I brought into this, it don't matter. It ain't give me no more views than the next person. So
Nah.
having something unique, putting it in your own unique way, and really having something that people gain value from in true engagement, or
Nah.
stuff that hit people, you know, hit your target audience and make them emotional about what you have going on. Is no substitute for creating an emotional connection and having the drive to keep on going, creating that emotional connection with that person. So
Yeah, you know what? You mentioned tools, and I'm over here thinking, I was like, man, we haven't really talked about tools like that. And for those people who got money, what's some tools or habits that you have that have helped you stay organized and creative?
one of the tools is, you know, having a calendar scheduler, and having a calendar scheduler that sends you the notifications in multiple areas. You know, I
Nice.
got it. It
Wait,
comes.
what do you use for your calendar schedule? Because I have two of them. I use Calendly,
Uh huh.
which helps me with the booking of things,
Uh huh.
and then I have Buffer for the social media side of things of organizing.
Yeah. So I use Calendly, and then I just use a simple Google Calendar. But
Okay.
I got it sending me so many alerts to where I'm always remembering what's going on, because I always use that. Like, I got the Meta glasses that I usually wear, and if I got a reminder, I'll be like, hey, remind me to send this email out to this gaming company tomorrow at 4 p.m. And then it'll write that
Mhm.
down, put it into my calendar, and then tomorrow at 2, it'll tell me to do it again. And I always have like 2 or 3 reminders for the same thing. And then I'll try to make sure I get it done before that
Mhm.
time, or I tell it to give me another reminder to get it done. So I
Man,
always remind myself to do certain things.
I'm gonna have to steal that one. Cause I'm ADHD, so
I got
like
it too. I
so I'm
got
gonna
it.
need. I feel like a lot of us creators have it.
Mm-hmm.
But oh wait, Meta glasses.
Yeah.
You like them? Cause I've been eyeballing those things. I'm like, oh man,
Do you have them?
should I? I don't have them yet. I want to.
Oh
I'm
man.
thinking about. I'm thinking about pulling the plug on it.
Oh
I've
man.
seen a couple of.
I love them. I love them.
Yeah.
And yes, because it does. It's like having a computer on your face. It's
Yeah.
really like having a computer on your face. Like, if I'm live streaming right now, and if I wanted to have a clear view at you and the computer and everything that's going on, I could really have those Meta glasses on right now and be live streaming, seeing,
Uh-huh.
having everybody seeing what I'm seeing right now. I just didn't want
Uh,
to have the glasses on, you know, messing up my people from seeing who I actually am. You
yeah.
know, you know, because I don't normally have them on, you know. So
Uh-huh.
if you see me and you see me with them on, you be like, you don't be wearing glasses. Is this him? Is this not him? And then
Yeah.
I got these bright lights too, and my glasses is transition, so I ain't want you to think I was wearing shades on the show.
I got you. I got you.
But I say I love them because, okay, so you can ask any question and it'll give you a full Chat GPT answer in your ear
Uh-huh.
that nobody else can really hear. You see what I'm saying? So
Mm.
prime example. This is this funny, but I'm at Cold Stone getting
Uh-huh.
getting ice cream in the mall, right?
Yeah.
And so I walk up to the mall and I say, "Hey, Matt, take a picture." And then it takes a picture, and I'm taking a picture of the menu. And
Uh-huh.
I'm saying, "Hey, which one of these options is the best low fat option?" The Meta
Uh-huh.
straight up like, "Hey, none of these options you're looking at is low fat or even healthy." but but if you want to have one of these, this option right here seems like it
Uh-huh.
don't have the most additives. It's got the less da 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 da. And then I was
Yeah.
like, okay, well, find me one that has caramel. And then it's like, all right, based off all these options from that picture, this is the one that has caramel in it, and
Yeah.
it's cost this much. And but if another one that I think that you may like that doesn't have caramel in it, but it's along the stuff that I know you like from our previous conversations, is this one. And I'm
Uh-huh.
like, dang, this thing literally just broke down a whole Cold Stone menu in like 2.5 seconds and
That's
told me
crazy.
which one I should get. And then it does it in a different way. Like, okay, I'm in Germany wearing my glasses, and all of the signs are in German. Hey, Meta, take a picture. Translate translate the street sign into English. And so it's reading all of the street signs that's in German back to me in English. And so I'm not lost. I can read menus. Like if it's I go to a Spanish place, I got my glasses on. Hey, Meta, take a picture of the menu. It reads me the menu in English, you know? So it's never really, if it's something that you have to read, it's never a communication barrier when you got those glasses on. And you always the smartest person in the room.
You know, that's it. I'm sold now. I'm about to get me the metal glasses, y'all. That's about to be my new investment there.
They legit. And for somebody who fly all the time, like I fly, boy, I fly all the time. And so I got the AirPods that I put in. But man, I got some big old ears. You can't tell because I got this thing on. My ears is pretty big. Hey, so yeah, I got the big Dumbo ears. But so those AirPods always falling down out of my ears, and like I'm notorious for going to sleep on the plane. So then you wake up, now it's time for the plane to kind of deboard, and now you looking for your AirPod. You like, dang, my AirPod done fell down here. It's done fell down there. With the glasses, I put the glasses on. I can watch the whole movie and hear the whole movie right in my ears and don't have to risk losing my AirPod.
Nice.
Yeah.
Man. All right. Yeah, you sold me. Now, all right. What would you tell a young Black gamer who wants to get into this space?
Get familiar with the process. Get familiar with being on camera. Like, just videotape yourself, record yourself doing certain things, get comfortable with that. Get familiar with engaging with people online, like just talking to people on your own personal social platform. Like, hey, I'm thinking about starting a gaming channel. Would any of y'all watch it? Or the people who do comment back to them. Oh, what video games do you like to watch? Or what type of content do you like? You like highlights, or do you like to see the gameplay? Start engaging with other people, and then after that, get the equipment that you think that you're gonna want to use, and test out the equipment. Test out the equipment. I done had so many videos, man. I flew all the way to Niagara Falls to shoot a video in front of the Niagara Falls. And I get up there, I got my camera, I got my rain suit on, and then I'm in there, I'm standing in front of the Niagara Falls like a reporter with the camera. I'm talking about the water rushing down. I'm like, I'm on National Geographic, baby. Hey, this is a Black National Geographic. We out here. Hey, I get back to watch the video. No sound. I didn't turn the microphone on. Oh my God. I about lost it. So now I'm having to voice over sound effects of water crashing. I'm in the background. Yeah. Hey, so you gotta test the equipment. Cause I'm live, I'm in the spot. So I'm telling you, the money don't matter. I got the money to fly to Niagara Falls. I can fly free every day. That's how I got it. I fly free every day, any day out the week. I can come to where you at right now and do this podcast. I can see you in 2-3 hours, no matter where you at. That's anybody, anywhere. Put me to the test, I'll prove it to you. I can come anywhere, anytime. So I got the money to do that. But now money don't make me turn on the microphone when it's time. Facts. Hey, I send my video editor. This guy that I'm paying $800 a month. I'm paying him $800 a month to edit the video. It got no sound on it. He emailed me back. What do you expect me to do with this? You can see the water crashing. I'm like, bro, make it entertaining. I'm like, hey, go get. We gotta download some tornado footage, bro, and then we gotta make it work. We gotta splice it together. We gotta do something, cause Do I really gotta fly all the way back to the Niagara Falls to do this video over again? Like,
Like,
so so
his
so if you,
dub game was crazy.
oh man. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Still to this day, I never released that video because I'm so mad. I'm so mad that it's not the real sound. Because I'm telling you, I was National Geographic. You were seeing it live and in action out there, and the voiceovers really just don't curate what I wanted it to look. You know, I wanted people think
You
I
know
was
what you
on
got?
scene.
You might have to talk about the experience and then show videos of it in the background. Like, this reminded me of that one time I was in Niagara Falls. It was just a clip of it.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, and so that's so many videos. So like I'll tell you, before we got on this podcast, I came down here an hour in advance. I turn off my lights. I make sure my lights look good. I was like, I want to see if it look good with the lights on, with the lights off. I see you got your lights on in the background. I got my I got my lights totally off. You know, I had to get this microphone beside me. You might not see it. I got it right here right now. But I put this microphone on top of this is a light stand, and I never even knew that worked. I was like, oh, I got a whole live mic stand right here. I never knew what worked. Hey, but I'm saying coming down here that other hour and time got me ready. So this gonna be my setup. I feel like I sound good in the microphone.
You sound good.
Yeah, it's coming straight through. So yeah, and I had never tried this setup before. I never tried this setup before. Like I said, I got a gaming laptop that's in the shop right now. I'm on my regular like business laptop, and I got a brand new, like smack dab new computer sitting right beside me that people would kill for. And I'm not using it. I'm just using this and that. And it hit me maybe like an hour before I came downstairs. Like, let me see if I can plug that webcam and that microphone into this laptop and see how this works. And I'm talking, I done had all of these items here for a month, 2 months. Never even once tried it until an hour before.
So you needed it. Like, you know, but we worked through it. We had some challenges, but we worked through it, and now we got to the final masterpiece.
And so that's what I'm saying for a creator or a new creator. You can't just have this notion of what's going to work and what's not going to work. You got to try every single thing to find out what you like, and what you like best. Because with me, I noticed with the camera, I don't like cameras looking up at me. I kind of like it to be face forward or coming down. I don't like it to look up. So all of those things, man, you know, when you're a young creator, you just got to figure out what works for you and how to tell stories.
Those angles are very important. And then, you know, just finding your style, like lighting style, ambiance in the background. Do you want to have the highlights? Do you want to have the dark theme in the back? Yeah, it's a lot of things that go into it. But anyways, with some, before we wrap up, give some advice to my brother-in-law. He's a girl dad who's into gaming.
Okay.
And he plays the games like I told you, like Satisfactory. Doesn't have a social media presence. What's some advice you would give to him on, you know, how to build his social media or his YouTube channel that he's thinking about doing for gaming dads? Like, what would you give him as advice?
The first advice that I would give to him and I would give to anybody is you got to start. You got to start somewhere. So if you've been thinking about doing a YouTube channel or thinking about starting a social media platform for whatever you're doing this your gaming, go out there and start that gaming Instagram. I got 3 different Instagrams. I got a travel Instagram, a regular Instagram, and a gaming Instagram. So all of my gaming content is on my gaming Instagram. And so just start. Pull the camera out and take some video of yourself, or get the equipment that you can add into your video game or add into your computer that can record the video for you as you're doing it, so you don't have to do dual purposes for that. And then outside of that, you know, growing your community, I would start off, if I had to turn back the time and go right now, I would start with a very small audience and a small niche, and I would get big in that very small niche, and then I would grow it from there to other parts of that niche. And so what I'm saying is, if you say he's into Society or Skydance, what is it? What's the name of the game? Satisfactory.
Satisfactory, yeah, Satisfactory.
So I'm on Satisfactory. I'm getting on Satisfactory taglines, tag words, the keywords. I'm getting on people who search Satisfactory. I'm looking at other creators who create for Satisfactory, and I'm adding them. And I'm tagging those keywords, and I'm keeping everything to Satisfactory for a decent amount of time, maybe 3 to 4 months, a year, or however long. I'm just building up my name in the Satisfactory world, because like people who play Call of Duty may not play Madden. So you trying to be big in both of them, you're losing who your targeted audience could be. And that's where I went wrong, just doing gaming. Gaming is so broad as to what gaming could be. It don't say what video game you're into. It doesn't say if you're like playing PC games or console video games. It don't say if you're doing walkthroughs for gaming. It doesn't say anything, you know. And I got into the gaming to basically sell gaming products and gaming gear. So with me, because I'm a hustler, I'm trying to make money off of it. I'm thinking like, okay, I may not be able to get big as a streamer or content creator, but if I create just enough gaming content to drive traffic to my page, hopefully people will see all of these products that I'm putting on my page, like this microphone that I'm on, the Elgato microphone, the Elgato Stream Deck that I'm using right now, the Elgato FaceTime Pro, the Elgato teleprompter that I'm on. I'm on a whole slew. I got the Elgato lights. I'm not sponsored.
You all Elgato out. Elgato, cut the check, Elgato. Hey, you got your main sponsor right here, Elgato.
And I could be, and I'm not a sponsor, but me getting into the space and learning this is what the streamers are using, this is what's helping them. And when I'm making these videos, I didn't own any of this equipment. I was just using my phone, telling people about it and researching it. But actually using it now, I'm actually using every one of the things that I promoted. I researched it, bought it, and used it. I'll say, you know, that's one of the things about the niche. I could just go to people who just into Elgato. I could go to people who just into streaming, people who's into podcasts. So now I have a more defined lane of what gamers I'm looking for. And I also have a more defined lane of who am I not. I'm not a esports player because I suck at the games. But I can get into the space of interviewing esports players because I'm a personality. So you got to kind of know who your niche is and what you're trying to do to get to the next point. Like with esports gamers, they so high at the top of the ecosystem of actual real gaming and gaming. It probably ain't nothing about gaming equipment. I could tell them that they don't already know. They're not my customer. You see what I'm saying? So I may be at the mid-level to beginner level tour with those who are looking for information from somebody who may be seen more like them. That is just a casual gamer or somebody that is just into the newer into the space. And so that's what I've been finding out, and that's what I would say a long spiel to tell. You gotta define your niche smaller and smaller and smaller. And then once you maximize the potential there, then you can kind of grow outward into other things.
Love that. Man, Tylan, this has been such a dope combo.
Yeah, man.
I don't do the Joe Rogan type podcast. So before we wrap up and log off, where can folks follow you, support your journey, or join your gaming community?
Okay. So I got a couple different platforms that you can find me on. I'm working on a website right now. GameWithTylan.com is where you'll be able to find my content at. It's going to be live gameplay, different gaming and streaming products you'll be able to find on that website. But other than that, on my socials, you'll be able to find me at Tylan Witherspoon on YouTube and Tylan Witherspoon Gaming on YouTube. Also, those are my two main platforms that you'll be able to find me on. But you can find me on Facebook as well at Tylan Witherspoon and Game with Tylan on Facebook as well. So Facebook and Instagram, the handle is still the same. Mainly,
Nice.
as long as you write my name, Tylan Witherspoon, something's gonna pop up that's got me.
And what's next for you in this year, 2025? Any big projects, collaborations, content drops we should watch out for?
So what I'm doing is I'm gonna be partnering with a lot of different gamers and streamers. And I'm going to be creating some giveaways where I'm going to be giving away some computers. I'm going to be giving away some streaming gear and gaming consoles. And I'm also going to be trying to put together some packages to send people who are interested into gaming conventions and the esports games. You know, we're going to be buying some tickets to go to some of those esports competitions, and we're going to be sending some of the fans out to those esports competitions.
I love that. So I can't wait to see it. I know there's going to be some of our listeners who are into this space that can't wait to see it. If you were inspired by today's episode, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, leave a review, and follow my boy Tylan to support his content and grind. And remember, we're dropping new episodes bi-weekly, so hit that notification bell if you don't want to miss the next story that will elevate your hustle. Until next time, stay rising, fam.
All right, see y'all later. Thank you.